Now that statement has been made. Can everybody hear me? You got sound? Can you hear me? Okay, great. There's check 1, 2, 3, check 1, 2, 3, done. Hi guys. Hal Edwards, you know who I am. Most people who are tuning in know who I am. I know who I am. That's the most important thing. Guys, I wanted to come online tonight and just talk to the community, give the community a bit of an update. First of all, you might be asking, what was that all about, the tape? Well, the first one was just to make a point on censorship and freedom of speech. That's basically what I see within Bill S-5. That's what we have seen and experienced here in Quebec. And I took the first piece of tape off and I asked, oh God, there's another one. What's that one about? That's me trying to say I am absolutely speechless. I'm actually speechless that people haven't been able to connect the dots. I'm speechless at the rhetoric that's out there. Today there was some the final hearing and the final debate, which is complete now in the Senate. What was being said there today is absolutely mind-blowing. I will quote a few things that were said there, and you could just, you know, make your own opinion. What else am I speechless about? Well, I'm speechless about something I experienced last week within an advocacy group. And I'm going to name them. Yeah, it's the official vapor advocacy group of Canada. My ass. Okay, my ass. I'm sorry. It has to be said. I believe I'm advocating. I'm trying to do the best that I can for this industry and the future of this industry. And apparently, when you ask tough questions, you get booted out. And that's pretty much censorship 101, which is mind-boggling. And people who came to my defense and to defense of Richard Shaw of having gotten booted out for asking good questions and opening good conversation. There were some individuals that came to our defense, and guess what? You're gone. You're booted. You're out of here. Like, what? What? That's a front, man. There's something wrong with that picture, okay? Make your own conclusions. I don't want to point fingers. And some of the questions we were asking were tough questions that we felt needed answering, and they were directed at the CBA. Now, I just want to make a point here. The CBA has made, I'm not sure exactly where I saw them, but I know they saw them making a claim or a statement that they represent the Canadian vaping community. Well, if he could make that statement when you have, I don't know, 300 paying members, I don't think that represents the entire Canadian vaping community or the Canadian vaping community, period. And it represents a part of it. So that statement tells me that you're representing me, even though I'm not a paying member. I'm not a paying member of any group. But when I ask other groups difficult questions, they answer me transparently. And I got booted, and they said, well, you're not being transparent. You know, you're screaming for transparency, but you're not giving us any. What? I might be crazy, but I'm a little not fucking stupid. You want me to tell you how I plan on taking down Bill S-5? Sorry, not going to happen. Watch and see. Okay? That being said, I got that off my chest. It needed to be said. I'm a believer that the non-Z or the non-verbal just creates a scenario where it could explode. And I don't like myself when I explode, really, and people who know me don't like me when I explode. But most importantly, I don't like myself. Now, that being said, let's move on. I want to bring some news about, yes, okay, we know that today the final Senate hearings and third reading was concluded. The debate is over. It is now going to the House of Commons. I want to note that the House of Commons was supposed to close or to be over for the summer on June 23rd. As of yesterday, I was told that it has been extended by 1 week. They got too many bills and too much work that needs to be done. Are they going to, is Bill S-5 going to get pushed through? Are they going to try and push it through? Maybe. Is Bill S-5 going to get basically voted down in the third reading in the House? Maybe. If I got anything to do with it, yes, it will. So that being said, we need to be ready to mobilize on a dime. It's a call out. I'm calling out to people across the country who, once we play this little game I got to play tonight, it's called Connect the Dots. Remember that one when we were kids? I do. We're going to play a little game. So, let's start the game. There was a question that was asked, a very good question that was asked online and pretty much directed at myself or Richard Shaw. And it was Eric Magnuson, I believe. And he said, what do you think Bill S-5 will look like once it's final? My answer to that, I don't know. I don't know. We haven't, there's no details. There's no details that have been basically talked about to the public. It's all, from what I understand, a lot of behind the doors stuff. So let's forget about all that and let's play a little game called Connect the Dots. If you want to know what, or have an idea, it's very simple. First of all, we've got to look around the world. We are one of the later arrivals in the world of vaping in Canada. The United States has got 6 to 8 years on us. Europe has got 6 to 8 years on us. So let's just start by looking at the USA. There are lessons to be learned there, really blatant, in-your-face lessons. Look what happened and what they're facing right now, the FDA regulations, which essentially will shut down the industry in the USA. I have some suppliers that have basically told me that 95% of their business, which was based in the USA, is gone for now. Will they get it back? I don't know. They're fighting it over there. But that's just look at that as a template of what might happen here. I think I just lost a sign. You haven't lost a battle, though. Now, I'm going to go to some facts here. Let's look at Quebec. That's where I live. Let's look at what happened here in Quebec. And we're going to start to play Connect the Dots. I'm going to bring the dots forward. You connect them, make your own conclusion. Whatever the picture you come up with, you're entitled to have your own opinion. But I will speak my mind, and I will show you or I will give you my opinions on what I see in all of that dots, the game of dots. Now, Quebec, 2015, la loi 44. I recall very vividly Mr. Piard coming on the TV and saying, hey, you know what, we realize that the vaping industry is a burgeoning and flourishing industry, and fear not, people, we are going to accommodate legal sales of this product. So great, I applaud that, yay, yay! Nobody followed the details. Nobody knew about the devil in the details. Everybody sat back and said, great, he's going to accommodate us. Yeah, well, he sure fucking did. This is what happened. Quebec, today, as it stands today, and I believe we're the guinea pig for what they're trying to do with the rest of the country. Number one, online sales in Quebec. Illegal. Illegal. Not allowed. I want to refer to something in Bill S-5. Let's look at this one here. Tobacco products. No person shall for consideration send or deliver a tobacco product from one province to another unless the sending or delivery is between manufacturers or retailers or is exempted from the application of this section by regulations. In other words, online sales are illegal in Quebec. Will they be illegal nationwide? From what I just read there, a portion of Bill S-5, well, the answer is yeah, they will be to a certain extent. Okay, let's go. Next. All the products must not be seen from outside of commerce that sells e-cigarettes, so hide your products and frost your windows. All stores here in Quebec are basically shuttered storefronts. No pedestrian or no person walking by can see and look in the window and see a product. Illegal. So, close down. This is Quebec now, don't you keep in mind. So you're asking what might Bill S-5 look like? Well, it might look something like this. It might. No more fidelity cards. So there's no more fidelity things. Buy 10, get one free. There's no more of that. It's illegal here in Quebec. Minimum transaction of $10 or more. If somebody comes in and wants to purchase one coil because they're on a budget, one coil, no, you can't. You got to spend at least $10 by law. No more sampling of e-liquids. No free samples. Not able to try flavors. Well, here in Quebec, a client comes in and says, you know, I'm interested in vaping, can I try it? Nope. What is that flavor profile? Can I try it? Nope. And a lot of times it really is just a deterrent, because who wants to spend $10, $20, $30 on something that they don't know what it is, or they get home and they go, oh, I don't really like this. It's a deterrent. Next. No more vaping in public, no public shops, no terraces, basically anywhere where it's illegal to smoke a cigarette, it's illegal to vape. God damn it, vaping is not tobacco. Does that fucking look like fucking tobacco to you? Come on! Yeah, I might get a little fucking riled up here tonight, but it's okay, I'm allowed to. If you're going to vape, you must be at least 9 meters, which translates to about 30 feet, 27 to 30 feet away from any public door or window. All your products must be behind glass. A client cannot have access to physically touch any product by themselves. I'm going to run through it because I think I made my point already. The words electronic cigarette and e-liquid cannot be used anywhere. No publicity of products, only the business itself. Meaning, if my logo is on the juice bottle, I can't wear a t-shirt with my logo on it. Illegal. Well, let's look at a couple of, no comparison. Well, here's where we get to the censorship. Here's where we get the ignoring up-to-date science thing. No comparison between vaping and tobacco. Somebody comes into my store, or I don't have a store, by the way. Somebody goes into, I'm a wholesaler. Somebody goes into a retail outlet and they're curious. They want to maybe switch to vaping because they've heard, albeit limited because we're not allowed to talk about it, positive science on this. And they come into your shop and they go, I'm really curious about this. What's the difference between this and tobacco? We can't legally answer that question. In Quebec, if you're based in Quebec, you're not allowed to do any real, we sort of play with it a little bit and say, fuck you, the man, in a certain sense, but not too blatantly because the man will come and fuck us. You can't even share on social media studies about vaping if you're related to a brick and mortar shop. Meaning, if you own a brick and mortar shop, you cannot do a post of a positive study or a negative study or any study whatsoever online in Quebec. Illegal. Now, let's say hypothetically you have a brick and mortar store and you want to sell it in Quebec. You want to get out. You want to put it up for sale. Well, guess what? You can't even advertise the sale of your business because it's tobacco. No, it's not. So at the end of the day, the consequences of all of this up to this point in time is 40% of the stores in Quebec have closed. 40% of the brick and mortars in Quebec are gone. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people who would like to make the switch are being deterred from making the switch from tobacco to vaping, which has been studied by some real scientists and real doctors, as we have all heard, the Royal College of Physicians, where they make a statement based on their studies that vaping is at least 95% less harmful than a cigarette. But here in Quebec, we can't talk about this. We can't show this to a client. So how could you... You're not allowed to encourage them in any way whatsoever, period. That's, And the ironic part about that is the study which was done in Canada to study the study basically backs up this study, and surprisingly enough, we're not allowed to talk about this study. Even if a client asks you, you're like, nope. Censorship 101. We as a society cannot accept that. Period. That's what's really got me riled up here. Okay? I'm not a Jesus Murphy. I'm not a I'm not a activist. I'm not. I'm just a guy. I'm a man who is in an industry, has worked heart and soul to build something within this industry. I'm a middle class guy, if that. And this industry was built by the middle class. And in Quebec, right now, a lot of people who have invested everything in the industry had to shut their doors. Where are they now? Are they on welfare? I don't know. I can't answer that. Are they being, supported by government social funds? Maybe. What the fuck? Come on. So, That being said, can you say electronic cigarettes are a safer alternative? No, not even if it says so here. Not even if it says so here. Here in Quebec, you cannot say that to a client or a potential client or whatever. Illegal. Get the point? So what might Bill S-5 look like? Well, it might look something like what's going on in Quebec. It might. Will it be better? I don't think so. Will it be worse? I think so. Now here's why. In my humble opinion, number one, as stated today, in the Senate hearings, today, let me get to it. If you listen to the presentation in the Senate committee, they go on about how they will put together a list of exact phrases that shops and manufacturers will be allowed to say or use. Albeit even if they did admit that there is no list yet, but the regulations will give Health Canada the sole discretion of what they will allow shops to say. What? Dictatorship? Is that democracy? No. But it's there in the bill, and it was said today in the Senate hearing. They shouldn't have that kind of power. At all. At all. Please, God. There's also presenters saying that electronic cigarettes should not even be considered as an alternative or a cessation or harm reduction tool. What? So you're ignoring science and you're basing your statements on old science and fake news when you got real science to look to? Man, come on. So I think there's 3 or 4 dots, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can get another one going here. Okay, another dot. Well, any more dots? Oh, yeah. So there's censorship, they're denying the science. I want to address something. I came across a submission by the agency or group that is representing me, apparently, because they're representing the Canadian vaping community. First of all, no, they don't represent me. Second of all, they will never represent me. Vaping is not smoking. E-liquid is not tobacco. But I came across this submission because apparently there were some CVA members, from what I understand, that were asking for some answers. Details. What is being suggested? What are they suggesting for e-liquid testing? Will ECTA standards be sufficient? What are the details about what is being suggested along the lines of hardware? If I'm on the Hill talking to Health Canada, whoever the powers may be, I'm definitely, this is part of my discussion. Even though we're not there yet, this is part of my discussion. and I just want to go into a point here. First of all, if I was to bring a submission of my work, I would be embarrassed to bring you a submission that is like 7 pages. Really? It's questionable. Now I want to do a quote here. Bill S-5 offers a national framework for retailers and manufacturers of vape products, and as such we have taken the initiative to create standards on technology and products. So we means we. It's in their statement. We, the body that represents the vaping industry in Canada. Okay, so my question, which was, well, what are the initiatives that you have taken, and what are the standards that you have been suggesting? It's not here. It's not here. It's not in this submission. I'm not anti-CVA. I'm just looking at facts. Proposed amendments. The minister and the member of the minister shall establish an industry advisory committee co-chaired by the Minister of Health or a person designated by the minister to represent the minister and a member of the Canadian Vaping Association. No comment. Dot. Different. Let's look at some different opinions here. I've been taking notes. So yes, I do have to refer to notes. I apologize. I prefer to just go freely, but there's so many details to look at and talk about. I'm just a layman, guys. I'm not a I don't have a photographic memory. So let me just refer to my notes. Bear with me, guys. I'm sure you'll understand. You know, one of the biggest points that I really don't understand why it hasn't been even argued is that the bill is two entirely separate industry classifications. Naturally, they tried us to tie us into tobacco bill in order to get it passed to reclassify us. But they're two distinct and unrelated industry issues. Issues on plain packaging of cigarette products and reclassifying the unrelated e-liquid vape device products within the same bill as a subcategory. No, we don't belong there at all. It's just a smoke screen, and I don't understand how people don't see it. Dot. Yeah, here's another dot. You know, it was at a Health Canada presentation at one point, I don't remember the exact date or exact session, Health Canada presentation to the agency that is apparently representing us. The Health Canada rep acknowledged what regulations and authorizations would remain covered under the Consumer Product Safety Act. So they're very aware. They're very aware that these products are consumer products, which could be and covered under that act legitimately. That's where I believe we should be. Let's look at some other points. Let's see, what other notes do I got here? Well, there's there's the constitutional infractions, which is a big one. The censorship, which is a big one. In the bill, let's just look at this in 30 health benefits 30.43. 1. No person shall promote a vaping product, including by means of the packaging, in a manner that could cause a person to believe that health benefits may be derived. Hold on a second. Health benefits. Study. Health benefits. Study. May be derived from the use of the product or from its emissions. That's balls to the wind censorship, and that's just completely denying the science. Science. 2. No person shall promote a vaping product, including by means of the packaging, by comparing the health effects arising from the use of the product or from its emissions with those arising from the use of a tobacco product. It's not a tobacco product. Does that look like fucking tobacco to you? Okay, breathe out. Calm down. I'm fucking pissed. From what I see, this? Really? What have you accomplished? What have you accomplished? Why are you not sitting in the middle or bringing forth or standing behind a statement like vaping is not tobacco, e-liquid is not tobacco, it does not belong anywhere in or a part of or subcategory of tobacco? I don't get it. And then a 7-page submission? Really? I'll do one of these for free. Free. Okay, let's bring it down a notch here. It is coming to an end. I want to refer to something, and this message is for Mr. Trudeau. Remember our conversation a couple weeks ago? I know you weren't aware that of the constitutional infractions within Bill S-5. You're a world leader, I get that. I want to thank you for appointing a messenger. Thank you. I hope that you'll be looking down the chain to the people that you hire to represent you and point out that the constitutional infractions and freedom of speech infractions and anti-democratic structure of Bill S-5 goes against everything that you represent. I know you didn't know, and I know now you know. Why am I assuming you didn't even know? Well, first of all, you're a busy man and you're a world leader. I get that. I'm assuming that because when I go to a member of parliament and I want to have a discussion with you on the concerns within Bill S-5, and they look at me and go, what's that? It's like, really? So, and they got a lot of work to do, these people, yes, but they don't have near as much as our Prime Minister does have. So, he is aware, and I am sure he will take the appropriate actions. I have faith that he'll have the appropriate actions, take the appropriate actions. Will Bill S-5, it's in the House, will it go through the process? Yeah. Will it pass? Maybe. Will it get voted down and blown all to fuck at the third reading in the House? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to be posting the submission in question that I've been talking about. I've been talking about it, so I gotta post it. And I want you guys, the community, to take a look at it. Look at the dots that I have presented to you guys this evening. And connect them as you see fit. Come up with your own conclusions. I have my own. There are like-minded people out there that have the same opinion, having looked beyond the end of their nose and have a sophisticated ability to connect dots. But they're not hard to connect. It's all there. Just look outward. Look at Quebec. You want an answer what Bill S-5 might look like? Finalized the way it's written today? Look at Quebec. My opinion is this. Look at Quebec and imagine far worse. Far worse. My opinion. Let's just look at England for a minute here. England was like, wow. Wow. Harm reduction. Promotion. Decline in cigarette sales. Decline in smokers. Healthcare cost benefits, billions of dollars over time and over years. I want to thank Health Canada for being on the same page with us also, as you know, we want to protect children. Yeah, we do. We do want to protect children, and we want to protect children by not having them exposed to tobacco. We would rather they be exposed to something far less harmful, as per, once again, than blowing smoke at them. Thank you for being on the same page with us. Yeah, we care about kids. Yeah, we care about the public's health. Do we care about our industry? Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I do. I kind of look at myself right now as the sacrificial lamb. And it's okay. Because I have been attacked. I've been criticized. And, yeah, I might be alienating some people. Well, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. There's right and there's wrong. There's the Constitution and there's constitutional infractions. I was born and raised in this wonderful country called Canada, which is renowned and always has been renowned as one of the most open, free, humanitarian-driven countries in the world, with with balanced democracy, with freedom of speech, with right to access, with the right to choose, and I wanted this country to stay that way. For my son, yeah. It shouldn't be personal, but you know what? It's kind of a very valid point. My son is 6. If we allow this to happen, if we allow our democracy to slowly become socialist or dictator, like, well, the beautiful country as we know it, that's not what my son is going to experience as an adult. And I wish for him to have the right to choose, have the right to a voice, have the right to access new technology, and not be under a dictatorship type government. I'm not anti-government, but I'm all for government. We need governance. Is Bill S-5 all bad? No. You know, there are things within, yeah, that we need. There's standards. We need standards. Do we need production? GMP? We need, yeah, absolutely. Is there protocol? Absolutely. Needed. Needed. Clean room production? Yes. Proper labeling? Absolutely. Today in the Senate hearing, surprise, surprise, they brought up the story of the kids that picked up a bottle or found a bottle due to whatever reasons, irresponsible parents, whatever you want to call it, and tasted the juice because it appeared to be a candy-like presentation. That was mentioned in the final debate today in the Senate. It was mentioned. God damn it. Looks good on us, guys. So yeah, we need standards, we need guidelines, we need to do this right. But anywhere near tobacco, subcategory in tobacco, my opinion, say goodbye. 90% of the industry, or people that are in the industry today, will be gone. And there will be a monopoly by a select group of deep pockets who will be the only ones who will be able to support upcoming standards, which we're asking what they might be or what is being suggested, and we're not getting any answers to. Why is that? There's another dot. You know what? Let me just say this. I survived the Loi 44. A lot of people didn't. I will survive. I tend to like to think so anyways. I will survive what Bill S-5 might throw at me. It's not the point. Most of you will not, in my opinion. And I don't need the whole pie. It's a big one out there. It's a big piece of pie. We all deserve fair play industry. I think Bill S-5 is simply going, here's the industry built by the middle class, here it is. BT, it's all yours. Thank you very much. No, it's more like, fuck you very much. That being said, some of you might agree, some of you might disagree, some of you might connect the dots, some of you might not. I'm powerless. But those who do see and have the same opinion as myself and fellow community members, well, guys, we need you. 6 weeks ago, it was me and Mirabelle. 6 weeks later, there were 5 new communities. So 1 became 6. 6 needs to become at least 2 in every province. And it needs to happen fast. It's up to you guys. You want to help? You believe that Bill S-5 should not happen? Well, come on, guys, we need your help. And it's a plea. It's a plea. If not, well, so be it. I'll go stand on the hill by myself. I will. But I know it's obvious I won't be alone. But the more people that we have using our voice, the more our voice will be heard. Vaping is not tobacco. E-liquid is not tobacco. We have a voice. Whew. It's gone to the House. Use your fucking voice before it's too late. That's all I've got to say. Peace out. I love the industry. I believe in this industry. And I'm not going to hand it over just like that. Nope. Any questions? You know, it's difficult to focus on what I need to say and answer comments. But I will go back in an hour or so and look at the comments, and I will answer whatever comments I can to the best of my ability. I will be posting the submission in question under the thread. Have a look at it. Decide. Make your own opinion. Connect your own dots, and whatever you come up with, I respect your opinion or your position. I know what mine is, and I'm going to stand by it. And I can't twist any arms to make people see things the way I see it. All I can do is show facts, black and white. Here it is. Connect the dots. The conclusion is yours to make. Do you want to act? That's your decision to make. Do you want to sit idle? That's your decision to make. Do you want to keyboard advocate? Well, that's your decision to make. I'm going to go to bed tonight knowing that I did my damnedest to be heard, rightfully so. At the end of this, win or lose, I'll be able to go to bed at night saying, I tried. That's me. Peace out. Have a good night, guys.